live button.
Kicker.
We are on. We are
live.
Oh, did you say we're okay? Yeah, you did point where we're going. All right, cool. Because I'm literally coming in here on two wheels at the very end. Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. You got Doug and Ray here.
But we got to clarify that you're coming in on two wheels on something that's supposed to have 8 or 10, you know?
Yeah. God. And my apologies, everyone. I am so unprepared. I have put my broadcast life in the very capable hands of Doug Gore, Dougie Do here. But we've had one of these weekends, and then we were doing an early Easter dinner tonight. So I got in at 6:30. Tanya had dinner ready, and bam.
Booyah.
And so, yeah, in fact, they're all still sitting there eating. Yes, ma'am.
I need a drill.
You need a drill.
Bad.
Excuse me, world. Yes. Tanya, I don't know. I mean, don't you have your
and you can tell which one of us has the bleach camera, right?
Oh Lordy. Okay. Sorry, my wife needed a drill. Oh man. So
I don't even want to touch that discussion.
Yep. We are renovating right now. So Lordy. Anyhow, I hope everybody had a good weekend. I know that some of us that are still gainfully employed, our seasons are in full swing.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody's already asking a technical question. And good evening, everybody. So happy to see y'all. Thank y'all for spending some time with us on Sunday.
Definitely.
Somebody is asking a question. Is there any chemical to boost SH? Actually, there is. We use a chemical, and I don't use it that much just because I live in Florida and I don't need it because you can get SH on every street corner. SH here is cheaper than gasoline, but there is a product called Agent Green from Agent Clean Solutions. You can find it at all the power wash stores. You can find it at L&H. Maybe if Andrew and Nathan jump on here, I know several people are independent distributors of Agent Clean things, but it helps SH work at a lower percentage, therefore boosting that. And in fact, if you go on this YouTube channel, Spray Wash Academy YouTube channel, we've even got some videos of how Agent Green works and how it speeds up the power of SH quicker than without Agent Green. So kind of cool.
No, Ryan, no milk tonight. Now we got the other jug up there.
The what is that tonight? Gold
Rush.
Gold Rush. Okay.
I'm getting ready to go on vacation. I've been panning for gold when I was younger, and then this new thing came out with a bucket. And where you pan for gold with a bucket.
Right.
And I decided, you know what? I'm going to buy that and give it a shot and just have fun with it with my wife and kids and my sister-in-law and her granddaughter. We're all going to go up to Utah and have a good time. So
that's right. You've got an imminent vacation coming up here.
Yep. Got an actual vacation now that things are going.
Yep.
Anyhow.
So somebody asked, does it actually boost the strength of SH or boosting the efficiency? It actually boosts the efficiency of it. I don't know of anything that truly boosts the strength.
Of it.
There's one trick that you can do with SH. A little bit. I'm sitting here looking at it to figure out. I've still got a jug of it in my office. It's a granulized product called Free and Clear. You can get it from Leslie's. You can get it from Pinch a Penny. But it was I want to say potassium. I'm not even going to try it. I'm not going to take the time to look it up. But it was something you could add into older dead bleach or dying bleach, and it would release all the chlorine molecules out of it. It's kind of like Jomax. It would, if you ever cleaned with Jomax before, you pour Jomax in and you pour some bleach in, and it just supercharges your mix. And then in about 3 hours, you have a bucket of salt water. I mean, literally a bucket of soapy salt water.
What about pixie dust? Remember pixie dust?
No, that was actually what he did whenever he was taking the pixie dust. And some people old guys will know this.
Yeah.
He was taking the pixie dust and he was just repackaging the stuff from Leslie's and et cetera, et cetera. But it would supercharge your bleach for a little while. But then this wasn't something that if you had 50 gallons of old bleach, you could put it in there, because unless you were going to be using that 50 gallons of bleach within the next 3 hours, your bleach would turn into to salt water. So.
Well, and I know this is Sunday night. Ray's got his family there, and it's the Sunday night dinner thing, which I think is super, super awesome. And then this one is for Bobby. How can I generate leads without effort? Oh, or money. I didn't see the or money part. I was just going to say pay me and I'll generate your leads. But it just be me calling you over and over and over again, just giving you different names and that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm Tom at this time, and then, that kind of thing. So we'll go from there. Hey, so real quick to get it out the way, the hotel and water tower class, we are not going to do as live events. We're going to do those. We're going to try to do them as online events. They're just some logistics things and there's Finn. There's our buddy Finn.
Yeah.
Hey, Finn.
My son Finn, say hey. Say hey to the world.
So we won't be doing that as live classes. Unfortunately, we really wanted to, but like I said, just a couple of logistics things and some potential for weather issues. We didn't want people flying from a long distance, and
potential for a lot of issues that we'll talk about in about 30 days.
And then,
to go into at this point, but while it was a great idea and we'd love to do it, it's just not going to happen. We've got some critical things happening in about 30 days when that would happen, and our apologies. It's just not going to happen. So,
there you go. The photo bomber. There you go. Jim's got it right. And then, so the reminder for Nick Weisenberger's Power Wash Store event coming up. Next week? The end of next week?
Yeah. April 8th. Oh my God, that's quick.
Yeah, that's right around April 8th or 8th and 9th.
Let's see, 8th and 9th. And that is, oh my God, is that next week?
That's next week, boss. You're out there.
Week. Oh my God. Yeah, I leave for Iowa on the 7th. Nick Weisenberger. We've got soft wash basics class, plant and property protection. Then on Friday, the 9th, a day full of education. And on the evening of Friday, Bobby Figg, Gold Assassin, actually doing like a gas station training that night. So kind of amazing.
And then, of course, the huge convention and the PWNA class coming up in New Orleans, September 8th and 11th. And the huge is on August 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th,
Right.
17th, or 18th being the day before classes, so get there on the 17th kind of thing. And then, you ready for the exciting news? I'm ready for the exciting
I'm ready. Do it.
All right, so we are going to be launching the online classes. Matter of fact, I was supposed to put over in the banners section, I was supposed to put up a thing, and I forgot to do that. So I'm going to try to type it out. Ray, talk while I type.
All right, so Doug's going to type this. I know we've been working very hard on this, and we've had a lot of experts behind the scene. Justin Monk's been doing some stuff. We've had some other people with Kajabi who've been helping us along on that. But our online school that everybody's been requesting is ready to rock and roll. So we are about to come here, buddy. Just make sure your face is on the camera whenever you do. If you want to be seen here. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, hopefully I spelled it all correctly.
Yeah,
so this is how you'll be able to access the courses. You'll go to www.courses.spraywashacademy.com. We've got, just like Ray said, Justin Monk is behind the scenes building a new website for us. So the old website's still up, and it's going to stay up for right now. But then it will be the new live site. I'm really, really excited about the mapping feature that we're going to be coming out with. We already have a mapping feature, but We're trying to
mapping feature now. So,
yeah.
In fact, somebody got into the academy on Facebook, and they were looking for a washer in Massachusetts. And here, is it door not opening here? Hold on, sorry, Dad.
Yeah, no problem. Hey,
there was somebody, and I posted that in the academy, and and I'm not even sure how a consumer got into the academy on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh wow, thank you so much," for, yeah, and yeah, it's kind of fun to be able to do that. And I mean, it's crazy how many referrals we actually wind up sending out. I mean, because Pro and the Academy are actually out there ranking on the SEO, and we're able to send out referrals to it. It's kind of neat,
And I think that's even going to grow a lot more once Justin Monk is done. And one of the things that we're doing, like we're starting this frequently asked questions video series that's really geared towards the homeowner, but it's geared towards educating the homeowner on using a professional, and that they can find a professional at www.spraywashpro.com. We just sent out a couple referrals last week as well, and I'm happy to see those coming through and biting you. And it's just something that we're just starting with that. So I think that's going to be a huge thing in the end. I mean, I
sent out a referral to a Pro member of a hotel last week, and last month I sent out a referral to a garage for a Pro member. It's kind of crazy. Somebody R&R is saying anything going on in that week of the 21st. Yeah, in Tallahassee, I guarantee I'll be working. You're welcome to swing by and see us. And tell them my pool light is not on. So yeah, you're welcome to swing by the academy and hang out with us for a bit. R&R Pro, like I said, yeah, we just sent somebody out looking in Massachusetts, and the academy on Facebook, had gotten in there and was asking, hey, how can I find somebody? So we sent them the Pro mapping feature and said, hey, go out and find a Pro there. These guys are all vetted. They're all decent. They're all, smart. I know. And again, I apologize. I'm horribly unprepared tonight. We had one of those, 5-figure weekends, just so very blessed. Florida State University, and then a small apartment complex, and an emergency exsanguination at our hospital where somebody bled, and we're on call for that. Somebody bled out horribly in the ambulance bay, and we had to go take care of that. So it was a crazy weekend for us. And I wouldn't have it other way. I am so absolutely just blessed and thrilled with it, and working myself to death. And hey, you know what? It's good. So again, you guys, we owe a huge, all the pros out there. Doug has prepared for this thing. Doug has just taken over Pro. Doug has done all of this stuff because he's jobless, and
jobless. Well, but that takes us into Todd's question, which is, how does a Pro member get on the referral list? It's not really getting on a referral list. It's getting on the mapping feature. So if you're a spray wash,
yeah.
Say that again.
I mean, you should, go on there and make sure that you're on there and use your passcode and get yourself put on the map. If you're not on there, call the office in the morning, 850-320-6364, and tell Ann, hey, why am I not, do that? Yeah, Dale, Mississippi is, I can promise you with what just happened in my life, and I'll reach out to you on Facebook and send you a message. There is zero way that I'm getting out with some of the stuff that I have going on.
Yeah.
It's just not cards. You'd be a lot easier to get Doug over there than me, because I just had some pretty major stuff happen in our wash world.
So getting back to the question there, look, send an email to info@spraywashpro.com, info@spraywashpro.com. We're going to work on, if you haven't logged into www.spraywashpro.com, that's where you're going to get some of these benefits as a Pro member. So that website is still up. It's still rolling. It's still got a lot of stuff on it. It's going to have more stuff on it here soon. Especially once the new one lights up. But you have to go on to www.spraywashpro.com, see what all's out there, and then if you can't get yourself onto the mapping feature, send us an email, info@spraywashpro.com, and we'll work on it to get it taken care of. And that's going to be a huge benefit as a pro member. I mean, I think there's a lot of good benefits to it, but I'm just saying that in and of itself, I mean, we are going to be spending money to advertise outside to the areas and the zip codes where pro members are located, simply to educate about pro members. So I think it's going to be a huge benefit myself. But,
I mean, if you're a member, just get on the mapping feature and make sure you're on there. If you're not, you know, that's the easiest way to check it. If not, and if you don't see your company on there, send an email and say, Ann, hey, come help me.
Yes, there is the logo and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all of that as a pro member you get to use. And if you don't have them, again, info@spraywashpro.com. I mean, those are on the website though. I believe that. Yeah,
they are, but I mean, we can send it.
You can just grab them right off.
Spraywashpro.com. That's just spraywashpro.com.
And I want to put this out there just because the thought is hitting my head. If you find somebody using a Spray Wash Pro or Spray Wash Academy logo that doesn't have the right to it, you let us know, because we're going to deal with that. Yeah. We want to make sure everybody that's using it has the right to use it, you know, that kind of stuff, because we're going to be we're working very hard behind the scenes. So
yeah, we found that plant and property protection logo out there on some jackasses. He was selling the logos, and he got a very, very nasty letter from our attorney. We're you know, the plant and property logo, and we were willing to go take him into a federal court to sue. Would have cost me buku-doodles of money, but I'm not going to have somebody defame or cheapen that designation that we've created out there. You know, speaking of that, you know, I know we last week in our little thing, we had the guy who said, "Oh, I took your class and it was just common sense information." And I told him I would give him a refund, and I posted the email address right here on there. And the guy's username was Naked Soap. So some basic jackass hiding behind, you know, an anonymous YouTube name. And of course, he never sat there and emailed. He could never prove that he had taken the course. But I would gladly give your money back on there if you're going to get out here on YouTube and run your mouth and say that it wasn't a good course. And of course, nobody did that. Ironically, that was the same, you know, weekend that somebody in another Facebook group was running their mouth about, oh, you don't need to do plant and property protection. And I think, you know, you can't successfully scale a business if you tape off outlets, and it's cheaper to just blow outlets because they only cost $17 to replace. That makes my head hurt to even think about that, you know? And you know, but of course, that person never contacted us. They never sat there and said, "Oh, well, here I'm the guy that didn't think your class was worth the money." No, he's going to be, you know, lack of a better term, a little. You know, Bobby's watching this, a little bitch, and sit here on YouTube and try to defame what we're doing out here. So, speaking of forums, I saw something last night, and I've been dealing with a big insomnia problem lately, as you well know. And so I find myself, you know, waking up at 2, 3,
thinking about all different kinds of things, trying to figure it out. All different
kind of things. There was in one of the Facebook forums, there was several pictures of, unfortunately, a washer who had gotten into a wreck. And you know, and God bless him, and I hate that for anybody to happen to anybody. And it looked like his truck was or his SUV was a total, and it also looked like his rig was a total. And it's funny in this group, and this group is really a lot of neophytes, you can tell, and the general comments was people sitting there going, "Oh," because he said the comments were, "A YouTube pulled out in front of me. I can't catch a break." And it was all of these guys going,
oh, not YouTube.
Dude, you're going to make so much money. Oh, YouTube, U-Haul, you a bundle. Man, you're getting a new rig all because of U-Haul. Just comment after comment after comment on that. And it's just freaking shocking that people would sit there and I couldn't stand it. And I said, wow, all these, the people who got their law degree from YouTube University are all chiming in on this. And as somebody who's actually had a wreck with their company, a very serious wreck, that's not what happens. First things first, I mean, he didn't say if it was the U-Haul driver's fault or if he rear-ended him. Was that trailer overweight? Could that trailer handle a 275-gallon tote tank and a hot box and this and that and all that? I mean, those are things that are going to be investigated in there.
And he's taking pictures of that and posting that. That's, of an overloaded.
Well, and I don't know if it's overloaded. I don't know if he had water in there or not. And I'm not blaming at all the poster himself, because he photo documented it.
He did a good job.
The ignorant comments that people make. And this is where you guys, anybody that's out there online, vet the people you get information from, because there are some stupid people out there. I mean, people saying, oh, U-Haul's going to pay you a bundle of money. No, they're not. I mean, a U-Haul's a rental thing. That was probably a truck they had rented to somebody. That doesn't make U-Haul liable for it whatsoever. In fact, the worst thing in the world would be if U-Haul would be liable for it, because I guarantee you, U-Haul has a better attorney than you do.
Yeah, very much so.
But again, it just further goes to show that you need to do stuff by the book here, because accidents can happen at any time, any place, anywhere, just like that. Make sure your trailer's not overloaded. Make sure you have your correct commercial vehicle insurance. And I'm not saying this person didn't at all. I mean, again, this is no attack to the original poster. My scorn is to the commenters that frankly don't know their butt from a hole in the ground.
Hey, in Old South 1865, who is that?
Who is that?
Yeah, Old South 1865. I was just wondering who that was.
I don't know. But yeah, 7 years to settle the last accident. Exactly. Bobby Fig just said that he had one that was like 5 years that it's taken, to settle out on there. Yep. Somebody else above the comments was also talking about how awesome, that the not only do they think it was worth the money, he said, they want to give us more money because the education was so good. So,
there we go. All right, I want to look at the next one. It says, I have to renew my pro membership. I have only taken the plant and property course. I don't have less than a year of experience hands-on. My question is about the referrals. Shouldn't a member of pro have all the certifications and experience before they can qualify for referrals? Let me clarify something. When we're saying referrals, some of this has to do directly with what's on the mapping feature, not necessarily a referral, if you would.
We're not picking favorites. We're not picking favorites at all and going, oh, well, I like Joe and I like this. We're if anybody calls in, we send them a link to the map and say, here are the pro professionals in your area.
But to clarify on that, though, there's going to be things on there that you, as a pro member, get to put on. And what I mean by that is, if you have a certification, you're going to be able to load up your certification. You'll be able to load up like insurance. That you'll be able to put your list of services. You'll be able to put how long you've been in business. You'll be able to put things that qualify you as a better pro, if I'm going to use that word correctly. So it's not an actual referral, and I just want to be clear with that. It's not an actual referral. It is it's on the map, and you'll be able to go on the map and list what you have. We're going to have two different levels that can be on the map. One is going to be what's called a light series. Pro is not even a pro member. It's a light. And all they're going to do is get to put their name and their company name and phone number on there. That's it. And then they're not going to have any badges or anything to that nature, where the pro members will be able to put their badging on there. They'll be able to utilize the system better, because the thing is that we would rather give people access to people that are at least trying to learn and that are learning and that can reach out to other professionals in the industry and learn, than to have them just find somebody that they have no idea if they have any training or if they're trying to get any training or anything like that. So it is something that we want to make sure people are getting good quality contractors that are thinking and trying to learn. And, even if, I'm going to say it this way, and this I hope this doesn't come out wrong, but even if somebody's only been in business for one day, one hour, okay, if they're seeking out training, then I'd rather help them get good training than to be out there screwing things up and doing that. That gives us all a bad name. So we're not giving referrals directly to those members. You get to go on that. We're going to be sending the link and it will be organically driven to get people to see the map and then find the pros that they're looking for. And if there's 5 pros in the same city, who's got the certifications, who's loaded them up, it's going to be kind of up to you guys to load your stuff on there and make sure that you've got your, hey, I'm plant and property certified, I'm this, I'm that, I got my insurance, all the different things that you have loaded up on there so that people can see it. I hope that makes sense. I hope I clarified.
Jim Prom tried to upload logos, says it's too large. Jim, reach out, send an email in there to the info at spraywashpro.com and we'll see if we can resize it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody also made the comment about the the truck and trailer. I cannot find it's truck and trailer weight. You absolutely, not just the trailer. I mean, what's your gross vehicle weight? Mm-hmm. What's the tongue weight? What's the everything on there? And if you find out what we were just talking about for guys that have just joined in, we're talking about a wreck that had happened. And, and if you find out that you're in violation, let's say somebody did pull out, but you've got an overloaded vehicle on there, guess what? There's a problem there. There's now a huge, big problem that if you're pulling too strong or too heavy of a load and a trailer that's overloaded already, because typically speaking, you look up under your trailer, even if you bought an old crappy trailer, there's going to be a sticker on your axles that say what tongue weight on there. If you can find an old VIN number on that trailer, you can go and research that from the manufacturer. What was that axle weight that's on that trailer? I see guys all the time, and I'm mortified, but I see guys with 1,500 pound, 2,500 pound axle landscape trailers with these tote tanks. They're driving around with a full tank of water on there. Y'all realize the weight. Water weighs 8 gallons of
8.24 pounds per gallon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that a lot of people I don't think realize is that a lot of these trucks are rated not by what the ton weight per se, but it's also got to do with the brakes that are on that particular vehicle, because it's about stopping whatever it is that they're hauling. It's not just about the weight of it; it's about being able to stop that weight. Yeah. So if you're hauling stuff with a vehicle that isn't rated for hauling that much weight, it's also about the stopping. So if somebody pulls out in front of you, they could theoretically argue that you couldn't stop. You should have been able to stop, that kind of a thing. So,
here's a good one right here. Should we have MSDS trailer in the trailer at all time? And a lot of people now call those SDS. They change. Yeah. You can tell an old school guy if they call it an MSDS.
MSDS, yeah.
Versus now the new.
I still say MSDS.
But yeah, absolutely. I'm guessing that's a leading question because he knows the answer. Not only are you supposed to have it in your vehicle, it's supposed to be within reach of the driver as well. Like it shouldn't be over in the glove box. You should be able to literally, have it pick it up without moving from the driver. And what
he's asking specifically if it's supposed to be in the trailer, though.
Yeah, not in the trailer. I don't know if it's supposed to be in the trailer. It's supposed to be in the cab of the vehicle. Is my understanding. That's where we keep ours, and we literally keep them like in the pocket on the door. And it should be of every fluid or hazardous material that you have on your rig. You should have one for gasoline. You should have one for water. You really should have one for water. You should have one for SH. You should have one if you've got a spray can of Goof Off. you should have it for that, you know?
All of that's supposed to be there. Everything you're carrying, you're supposed to have.
Here's a great one. Here's another great one. You know, the weight transfer of liquids creates tremendous force.
Yep.
Absolutely. And let's say you're riding around with a 275 gallon trailer, a tote tank on the back of a trailer, and you have 125 gallons of fluid in that trailer right there. You realize that somebody's crying inside. Shit just got real. I'll see you tomorrow. You know, whenever the force of that water, you're actually better off to have a full tank than you are a half tank or have baffles in your tank, because the kinetic energy, the transfer of that slosh over to the side as you're turning can actually weigh more than the original amount of the liquid.
Definitely. All right. I'm already off track. Ray always does that to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. You know how that goes. Oh, it's always, I know that's what's going to happen every single time we do, every time, because, you know. And
I didn't even write notes tonight. I mean, like I said, I came in here on two wheels just after my day. So, you know, a lot of fun. Somebody said,
a lot of stuff that we're doing, we need to
answer
these questions. So,
yeah. Because you're right, and you're right. SH is heavier than water. SH is about 10 pounds a gallon. Yeah, 5,500 pound axles. Absolutely.
You know, that brings up another thing where, you know, the saying is that you can carry up to, 119 gallons of bleach,
right,
and be under the legal limit, if you would, for,
right.
But that's not true, because it's not taking in the account of the weight. So as far as the quantity, yes, but the weight limit, no. You're over the weight limit if you are carrying 1,000 pounds. I think you can't be carrying 1,000 pounds. Well, a 55-gallon drum, you know, you got to think about the weight of that. So it's not, and I'm not going to do the math in my head, but so carrying two 55-gallon drums, you now are supposed to have a hazardous, hazmat license, because even though you're not over the quantity, you're over the weight. So,
you know, Jeremy just said you can keep it digitally on your phone as well. I have heard that. I have not, but you know, it also has to be there. Like you can't.
My problem with that is if it's on your phone and you get into an accident and you're hurt, and there's not somebody there to unlock your phone, that would be my thought process.
And the other thing too is it better be on your phone. Like you better have photographs of it stored in your library and not going onto a website to get them either. And you know, there's another thing too that's out there, and I saw this recently. I need to honestly work, but somebody made the comment about the trades materials. Like if you're a tradesperson, you actually have a different regulation as far as what you can carry out there. I need to look, you know, into that. So,
and definitely just placement of where everything is at on your trailer. That means there's there's a video out there of them doing a truck and trailer and where they were setting the weights. And clearly seeing how it would cause it to swirl.
Yeah, they put the weight on the back of it and how it just
absolutely,
yeah.
And also, just while we're on this rabbit hole discussion, is that you should have your water tank labeled non-potable water, because if you get to a certain point and they're asking what's in there and it's not labeled, they're going to assume sometimes what's in there, and you don't want them to assume that it's bleach or assume that it's acid or assume that it's something else. So label your tanks with whatever it is that's in them.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Every tank in your trailer be labeled with what's in them. Yeah. Honestly,
That's what we're talking about.
You know, am I guilty of probably not having my soap tanks labeled? Yeah, I probably am, you know. I'll never forget. Not only should it be labeled, I had a very, very good friend of mine in Florida call me up in a panic one day, and he said, "Ray, we just got popped by the EPA, and they were doing an HOA cleaning, and they had always stopped by Pinch a Penny and gotten the label the you know, on the 2.5 gallon jug at Pinch a Penny and slap that on their thing. Well, EPA, they got a visit because somebody didn't like the bleach smell that was getting sprayed on the sidewalks. Blah, 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 blah. He said, well, yeah. And so the EPA person read and they weren't letting anything go down the storm drains. They were completely in compliance, except for the label on their tank. And the label on their tank was from Pinch a Penny that listed this out as a 10.5% sanitizer. The EPA's person said, you're not using this for its intended purpose because it says the labeling instructions say for use in swimming pools. And this is something we go over in the soft washing, the 3-day soft washing class. Same product, same semi truck it comes off of. Literally, I mean, I watched this semi go from Pinch a Penny here over to SCP here and offload the same material. Pinch a Penny has one label. SCP has a different label on there. Mm-hmm. It's private labeled for Pinch a Penny. SCP has a label from Brentag Southeast. The Brentag actually says not only is this a pool sanitizer, but it can be used to clean asphalt shingles, concrete, and sidings.
Booyah.
And that EPA person gave them 24 hours to come into compliance, or they were going to correct their labeling, or they were going to get a fine. And I got a call, and I said, Bubba, don't worry about it. Got you covered. And pointed him in the direction to get the Brentag label out there, and everything was fine, and they wound up not getting fined. And that's very, very important. On any type of chemical, on anything we use, there is probably a label, and that's the statement of use label, and it says it is a violation of federal law to use this product in a manner inconsistent with its labeling.
That's important too, by the way.
Honestly, if you want to get into it, if you really want to start splitting hairs, that's kind of one of my problems that I have with Gain, Dawn,
all of them.
Any of the laundry soaps,
especially the ones that physically say don't mix
with bleach. Yeah,
you're asking for so much trouble.
That's becoming ultimately stupid right there. Whenever you're using something that says don't mix it with bleach, but
this industry is growing so much over the past 3 years, really, and there's so much happening that if you don't think people are noticing us, I think you're missing the boat. Talking about a boat full of tanks.
Yeah, boat fuel tank. That's actually a great comment right there. Mm-hmm. And so many people use those boat fuel tanks on there. No, you need a double-walled metal tank is what you need on there that's not DOT rated. And, there's been a lot of guys who have gotten, actually thrown off of some federal installations because they've had plastic tanks on their trailers, and a lot of federal, especially military, will require metal tanks, not plastic tanks.
Yeah, as you start growing into the commercial and industrial realm and that kind of thing, and doing government jobs and that kind of stuff, if your tanks are the plastic tanks and the right person notices, you're out of there. You can't run that piece of equipment until you have the right tank on there.
Ryan just made a great comment here. As a pest control business owner, along with washing, words to live by is label is law.
Yeah.
That, and you will be fine.
Yep. You have to follow the label.
I mean, there's so many of us that are in this business. And I mean, I love this business. I love the people in this business. I love this, but there's so many guys that are doing this part-time and doing this as a side hustle. And yeah, that's great. And I don't mean any insult to that. But even if you're side hustling this, you ought to strive to be as legal as you ought to be freaking legal. Mm-hmm. And if you actually want to grow and reach that next level kind of thing and start scaling, even if you do proper plant and property protection, believe it or not, you can scale. I got 4 trucks that go out every day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can scale and do that. But yeah, I mean, do it legally. Do it because you have a giant target on your back, and you can have the most
getting worse
living in the world. You can have the most incredible life. This business is incredibly profitable, but damn it, do it right.
Josh Crabtree is saying that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Exactly why I stopped using homemade concoctions. And I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of arguments that go on in the industry about just that. Well, I mix this or I mix that, or don't buy this because it's so expensive, or you can get this and mix it up here and you can do that. And, you look at it from an employee standpoint, and that's to me, that's horrible advice, because I don't want my employees out mixing and making up their own chemicals. I don't want them doing that kind of stuff. And God forbid that something does happen, I want to be able to say, hey, no, we use, this product and this product, which is specifically designed
for house washing, designed for roof cleaning, designed for blah, blah, blah.
We're following what's on the labels, all of that.
So Jim is saying if you run a 3/4 ton or more, you need a DOT number. That's interesting. Florida's not like that. And somebody else, I don't think we bye, honey, I love you. All of our kids are over tonight. So we have this awesome group that our daughter's friends are our friend. I mean, we've loved them. We've watched these kids grow up, 5 to 8 years old, and they all came over to eat tonight. It was awesome. So we all had a little Easter celebration. But somebody else made the comment, if you cross state lines, you need a DOT number. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. If you've not looked at that, you better look at that.
Does your insurance coverage carry you when you cross those state lines?
Yeah, and I made the I'm going to put this comment up here from Sacco. Such good comments tonight.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I made the I was with Tim, and Tim, Mr. Fireman, inventor of the original proportioner. We went over to Panama City and we did a church steeple a couple of years ago. And Tim is a by the book guy. I mean, badge public service guy. He would not break a law. Just he is Mr. By the book, and he's probably the smartest guy that I know. But present company, second smartest guy.
Yeah. Tim is way smarter than me.
I'm smarter than your ass is. But anyway, so we get pulled over leaving Panama City by an FHP officer who came from the DOT side, right? And Tim had his gross tear weight of his truck loaded and unloaded with certified scales on there. I mean, he knew, and this was his new truck because I had bought his old truck. He knew everything about that. I'm sitting there going, damn, you're smart. And so we're sitting there, and Tim, says, hey, I'm a firefighter, and we're BS, and we're just talking with the guy. And he says, I'm just curious, why did you pull us? Because I am underweight. You can see by my paperwork here, and even loaded, I am underweight. And this FHP officer said, I pulled you because just by virtue of you being in an NPR, I have the right to pull you, because the gross vehicle weight of this vehicle is 12,500 pounds. Anything over 10,000 pounds puts you, boom, into the commercial class. So even though that your weight is lower than that, because this vehicle is capable of carrying more than that, I have the right to pull you over.
And they can do spot checks on stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and it was amazing. And here's another one. So, and Tim, of course, being Tim, had his fancy cone rack done up. He had like a,
and it's all under perfection,
a special holder for like the 8 orange DOT cones that he had on there. We wound up getting a warning for not having the triangle in there. Tim had literally just taken out the 3 triangles and threw them in his garage. And we're like, but yeah, we don't need those because we've got 8 DOT cones in their own special lockdown holder on here. Why are, he said, and the guy was very nice. He's like, look, it's just a warning. He has to correct this and it's all good. But no, the rule is triangles. You've got to have that triangle kit in there. Cones don't work. Even DOT approved reflective cones don't work.
Hey, because we run on for so long, sometimes I want to get us back on track about the academy stuff, just so you know that. Are you ready for it?
I'm sorry, I'll stop. Wow, how's that for a review?
No, you can finish. I thought you were finished.
The show is yours.
No, you can finish. I thought you were finished, but I just wanted to make sure we got back on track a little bit, because squirrel.
I know. Will they pull over? Here's a question. Will they pull over an F-150 pulling a 14 open pressure washing trailer? I don't know. Probably.
If they have the desire to.
How do you have everything secured? Could they? They probably could. Probably just by virtue of it being a commercial vehicle, they probably could.
Are you leaking? If you're leaking, you're giving them a reason to pull you over.
We actually got, and I'm still going to go off in the square, and I'm not even reading all the comments that are coming in over there, but just kind of glancing at them here and there. And I appreciate you guys so much on being part of our audience. We got pulled over because we had drained the water at a thing, and Matt had just left the dump valve open. So there was no fluid in the tank per se. There was a little bit of water in the water tank, and he just didn't close the dump valve. And he left a neighborhood, and whenever he made a right-hand turn out of it, some of the water shot out that open thing. He got pulled over. Mm-hmm. And the it was FHP, because in Tallahassee or in Florida, understand, Florida used to have DOT. DOT got absorbed by FHP. So they cross-trained the Florida Highway Patrol with the job of the old DOT officers. And he said, you know what? I honestly, he's like, no problem. He goes, I thought you were leaking fluid. I see what happened here. No biggie, but don't go around with the dump valve open. And Matt was just like, I'm sorry. I really, really, really didn't mean to do that,
Yeah. Stuff happens.
Well, how do you get DOT compliant? And I'm sorry, I guess we're going to still squirrel on.
No, we can stay squirreling. That's not a problem at all.
How do you get DOT compliant? Do your research. That's one of the things that every state might be a little bit different. Federal DOT is going to be one set of guidelines. I don't think Doug and I feel comfortable telling anybody, hey, here's how you be DOT compliant. That is a research that you need to do.
And you can call your own DOT and talk to them. You could have them come out and meet you. I wouldn't meet them on the road, but you could have them meet you like at your shop even, or I wouldn't necessarily want to go to them because I don't want to get fined for them. And that's kind of one of them stupid things that can happen. But yeah, same thing with, legal advice and all that kind of stuff. You need to do your own research. Everything we do is giving you our opinions or our experiences, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Everything you should check out on your own, no matter what.
Absolutely. MTH just said his, in Pennsylvania, walked him through everything, said, may not talk for 10 years, but if your truck and trailer looks obscene, then he's asking what's up. Keep it neat and up to stuff. Basically, right there is the whole reason that fleet washing exists right there. People know they've just proven it that dirty rigs or clean rigs don't get pulled as often as dirty rigs. Yeah. There's only been studies on that. And this is talking about 18-wheeler rigs.
The whole thing about it, think about it this way, even too with us and with what we do. If I pull up to a house and they've got weeds all over them and, all that, I know that they're not going to be wanting to use our service, right?
Exactly.
I'm going to pick and choose as well. If I come up and you've got a manicured lawn and you've got a white car and white posts and you're out washing your car, I know you're a person that cares. Okay. So the same thing, a truck going down the interstate that's all clean and nice and waxed up and shiny and polished and, glaring and all that. They know that person cares about their rig, and the odds are they're in compliance. They are Tim Appleton all the way in compliance, not going to get out of it.
Oh, there's so many great
questions
tonight. You know,
I'm thinking I'm just going to throw this away. You know, we need to keep on with the questions. You know? I agree with that.
And MTH is one of those. You know, this is where I'm kind of like I live 18 miles from Georgia. We go into Georgia every now and then, but I know guys up there in like Pennsylvania area and New Jersey and New York, I mean, where they live, like, you know, you might be called into one of 4 or 5 states to go work. You know, yeah. You're literally rolling dice against the devil if you're not compliant and you're going out of state.
I don't know what I'm missing here, but I think we're missing something from somebody, because this one's saying, Nathan, that can't be right. There's no way to have employees.
I haven't seen a comment from him, so I don't know what. I don't know
what that's about. But yeah, I did see. Zach had asked earlier if I had my guys mixing chemicals, and no, I don't. That's one of the things I just don't do and don't want to do, is have them mixing chemicals, because I don't want the liability of them mixing the chemicals. Mm-hmm. DOT number is easy to get. Go to the federal DOT site. There you go.
You know, I got a yeah. Oh, Alonzo, that sounds like something yeah, unless you have a local guy that is called DOT on you. Oh, that's just wrong. That's
dirty.
Wrong. I love me some Alonzo.
That's to me, that's actually kind of a compliment. And I mean, I think that's as ignorant as they come. I think that's as mean as they come.
It's a shitty thing to do, but it is a compliment. You know,
the only way that I see, I would do that. I would call the DOT on you if you are putting other people at risk just because you're an idiot. Maybe I would. You see what I mean? You've got to be doing something wrong, not just for some stupid little thing or just to try to. I wouldn't do it for a spiteful reason or anything to that nature.
In the cleaning business, you look stupid in a dirty truck. Yeah, you honestly do. I actually just retired one of my trucks because it was getting rusty on the bumpers and just looking like crap. And I'm like, this does not look worthy enough on there. So we actually moved it to the second flatbed out there. Now, Al has a comment here. What's the purpose of the dual barb injector? I don't downstream a lot. I mean, downstream is one of those things we have as a backup, but a dual barb injector is there to pull both a soap and bleach or 2 different chemicals at one time is why you have a dual barb injector.
I got to apologize for my lies. I've been lying to you guys, and it's not that I'm lying to you. It's just, Dougie, do you keep referring to your guys on how you do it?
You have no guys.
Aren't you retarded, or I mean retired? Yes. Look, I still say my guys. I apologize, but yeah. I am retarded. I mean retired, so it just happens.
Mm-hmm.
Taco saying lots of good information.
Kyle brought up a big point, a great point there. If you've got a route, they can pull you over because you're declaring yourself as a commercial interest. You're absolutely right, Kyle.
We're crossing each other on Stats Fund.
Oh crap! Sorry, I'll put Kyle.
I was putting yours back up. There you go. All right.
So John saying so Al, John's on Facebook. You might not be able to see that. John and Al, y'all figure out a way to connect. Al, if you're on Facebook, John's saying you can do it with a single barb, but the dual barb connector is a thing that so your dual barb, you should be able to pull 2 different soaps out of, or 2 different soaps out of a location or 2 different chemicals. So soap here, bleach here, and suck it,
So they are cracking down on people who are hauling. Example, Toyota 4Runner and 32-foot camper doing 75 down the turnpike, but the camper is an X-Lite, so it'll work. I can see that in a lot of areas where they'll crack down. If you're not hauling correctly, that's one of the things that we've been talking about.
So here's an interesting question, and I'm so much of a booster pump proportioner guy. I don't know the answer to this. And I'm the first one to sit there and say, if I don't know something, I'll say,
I don't know it.
Mm-hmm. But do you get a higher percentage if you had if you had 2 bleaches going in a dual barb. Maybe John Sacco can answer this, because I know John actually builds a box, a remote box.
Downstream.
So you had 2 of them going into a dual barb. I'm thinking the answer is no. Now, Al, one of the things that a lot of people are doing, I know that we have one, and you can pull up to a 15 to 20% ratio. I love you, honey. Here's Brooke. So,
hey, Brooke.
Hey. I think that's the last one of that. So, and Al, John Sacco over on Facebook said, no, it's not going to do that. But what a lot of people are doing, and I have these too on our trucks. You have now the new, the high flow injectors that don't have the ball in there, but they have a check valve. You can pull up to a 15 or 20% by volume mixture on there. Hot enough mixture to burn freaking plants. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. And it really kind of helps a great deal there. So.
And Jeremy's saying you need to test your injectors. I as well. I don't downstream, so.
We have downstreamers on every rig as an emergency backup, same way as we have X-Jets on every rig as an emergency backup, because we know that a booster may go down. We know that a 12 volt may go down. I want 3 ways to spray bleach out of every truck.
There you go.
So Mark is doing a great segue into this right here, but also Al, find a way to hook up with John Sacco.
Yeah,
and you will love John Sacco's remote box that he has, because you can actually click a button, turn your bleach off, go back to water. You can click a button, go back to bleach and soap. So pretty cool thing that he has that. Doug, I'm going to let you answer Mark's gig here or question here, because I don't even know what you had planned for tonight. And we're going to now, I'm going to do my
we squirrel off all the time. It's not a problem.
We're going to circle back around.
Come back to what we started on. Yeah. No, you know what, though? We've had some great questions and things that should be answered, need to be answered. So, trying to get us back on topic, but at the same time, hey, we got a lot of great questions happening. So, we want to make sure we get them answered. But
yeah.
All right. So Mark's question was circling back around on the pricing. So we're still going to have the free section, which the free section is Spray Wash Academy. Okay. Up from there, we're going to have what's called the Spray Wash Lite. Spray Wash Lite is going to be a $99 setup fee. Plus it's going to be $29 a month. You'll have the option to pay $299 if you want to pay the whole year up right off the bat, plus the setup fee. You'll still have the setup fee on that one. That will get you the Spray Wash Academy website, or the Facebook page, Spray Wash Academy, not Pro. That will get you a 25% discount on all online and live classes that are branded by Spray Wash. I'm going to explain that as well. And then you get a Light Pro Map listing. That's basically going to be your name, your phone number, and your company name on the mapping system. Then we're going to step up to the Spray Wash Pro membership, which is what we currently have. That's going to be a $199 setup fee, and that's a one-time fee, and then $49 a month. If you pay the year up front, then it will be $499. If you pay an annual, and we will waive the setup fee if you pay that fee up front. For that, you're going to get the Academy page, which everybody gets. You're going to get back, the pro page that we have, which I think is a valuable tool as well. The access to www.spraywashpro.com, all of the documentation that's there, the videos that are there, the things that we're uploading on Spray Wash Pro that are just there. There's no cost to anything that's on there. So all of that. Plus, you get a different mapping feature altogether, where you get to put virtually everything that you can as far as what your certifications are, your insurances. You're going to have, there's going to be actually 2 separate logos. That's how we're setting it up, I believe, where there's going to be a Spray Wash Academy logo, which will be the smaller for the light, and then the Pro member, which will be larger. And then you'll be able to have your certifications and all that kind of stuff. The mapping thing, I think, is going to be super huge, especially as that's rolling out bigger and better.
Yeah.
You're going to get
it has been super huge, you know,
been.
and it's but now the new one's going to be even huger.
Even better. Then you're going to get a minimum of 50% discount on most of the online and live classes. The reason that we say most is that there are going to be some classes that are not going to be Spray Wash Pro branded, meaning that we've got other professionals in other industries or in the same industry that are going to put out great classes. Ray and I, if we don't know about something, we're not going to teach about it, right? So
like we might have a wood class by a guy named Abrams.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that you could get it from there, you know. But so we can't go and give a discount on his class.
But we'll be talking about all that. You know, we're going to work out, try to do the best we can, the most we can for pro members. You're also going to get. This is where there's some unique discounts that you're going to get on the affiliate programs. Like that's what that is. We're going to do some convention pro only classes, which we did the year before last, didn't do last year because of COVID incident. So if you come to the conventions, we're going to be doing free classes. The only thing is we will be limited to the number of seats. So we'll have signups for that. And so first come, first serve in a way. So lifetime members will get first choice all the time. Pro members will get first choice. Or second choice, I guess, depends on how you look at that. If there's a bunch of pro members that are trying to go to the same thing and we can't fit them in, then we'll probably turn to a hat draw. Because remember, this is something that's free to pro members anyhow. We want
one of the things we were talking about, you know, we did a metal roofing class down in Orlando only for pro members, and it was an absolutely fantastic class. And you know, we worked our butts off. How does it affect current pro members? If you're a current pro member, you're going to be locked into the old pricing on there. So, yeah.
So what's going to happen with the old pro members, you're going to get a link as well. So I'm going to work on that over the next 2 weeks, or I guess it'll be 3 weeks. So I'll try to get some of that out this week, but then I go on vacation for a week, and then I'll start up again after that. And what we'll do is we will send you links to sign up. And then you go on there, there's going to be a link where you insert all your payment information, all that kind of stuff. And for current pro members, and we're breaking it out by the quarter, you're going to be able to click on it. It's not going to charge you anything right now. And then it's still set up at the same price point that it was for annual membership, that kind of thing. As long as you stay current and all that, I'm going to be reaching out to pro members that maybe are behind or haven't paid yet, or, you know, and try to get you back to where you're supposed to be. And then, because if not, we got about, I think, I don't remember what the date is, but we're going to set a date to say if not by this date, then you got to fall under the new program, which also is a quick reminder that when you buy a class through the courses.spraywashacademy.com, that's your class as long as you're a member. So in other words, the plant and property class is a great example, which will be 50% off to Spray Wash Pro members. Once you sign up for that class, you can go in and you can take it. Then you can have employees take it, and you can retake tests over and over again. You'll have access to it. You don't have to buy it every single time. Once you've paid for it, it's there. It's on the site. The one thing I'll say, like with the plant and property class especially, is that thing is going to get updated on a quite regular basis.
I've already done recordings that haven't been uploaded to the class.
Same here.
We've already done that's online about showing how to wrap some stuff that I haven't had a chance to put on there. Literally, that came from the job from this weekend that I just did that I have. I mean, and I ran home from that job, you know, to Sunday family dinner. Yeah. So Jason had the comment about what about the water tower and hotel class? They're not going to happen. I apologize. I've had something happen. I cannot explain it right now. About 35 days from now, you'll understand. But yeah, the timing of those are not going to work. My apologies. We talked about it last week. I shouldn't have talked about it last week. Not going to happen. Can't make it happen.
It can't happen.
You know, so.
Big Bend asks, what if I buy courses and then stop subscribing?
Yes.
you lose the courses. It's
Yeah.
look, we're doing this instead of having our now you can buy the class. Let me back up. You can pay full price for the class and you still have access to it. You don't have to be a member of the Academy or Pro or whatever if you want to pay full price for the class. If you subscribe and then you get the discount on it, well, now you got to keep the subscription in order to keep the class. So that's a really good question. The next question I saw here was, so yes, you lose the courses if you are on the subscription model. If you pay the full amount for it, you don't lose the courses. When does your packages class come out? Well, if you go to, I'm going to stick the banner up there again real quick. This is out there. There are a few people out there that we will be reaching out to that we specifically ask them, if you sign up for this class, that you will get this other class for free so that we can get honest feedback. And look, at the end of every class, there is a place where you can send us feedback, and we want honest feedback. You like it, you don't like it, there's something you wish was there, because we can always make some classes better. And we want to do we want these courses to be the best for you guys. That's the whole point. If it's not, then it doesn't do us any good. So keep that in mind. All right. So the next thing is we're going to be doing some monthly either Zoom or Facebook type calls. Those can virtually have as many people on there as want to be. But we're also going to do some quarterly mastermind sessions. And I want to explain that just briefly. We're going to try to hold those in Tallahassee, where we sit down and we have a mastermind session. Will it be recorded? Probably. But we want it to be a nitty gritty. Let's get down. Let's figure out how to grow your business.
What's making us successful?
Business. Go ahead, what?
No, what's making us successful? Well, that's some of the quarterly Zoom meetings too. We want to do the mastermind, and we want to do a Zoom call, a monthly Zoom call, and it'll be multiple because we've got so many members. It'll be tough for us to have 200 members on there. Maybe we'll separate it by name. Maybe we'll separate it by region or whatever.
Right. But that'll be recorded.
For guys, we want to do for men. I say guys, but guys and gals, we want to do this for the members because you know what? Damn it, we want everybody here to be successful. We want people to be. I want you to be as successful as you want to be.
Mm-hmm. That's the key word right there.
Because I'm not saying everybody should be like me. Everybody should be like that guy there. Doug sold his company. What, you were around 800,000, 800,000 or something whenever he sold. I'm the seven-figure guy out here. You might not want to be as stressed out as both of us are. You may want to be the $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 guy and actually have a life and not be as as every minute of every day as we are. I want you to be as successful as you want to be. And we're going to sit here and give you the information that we have. And this is one thing. The Academy is one thing. Happy to share information here, but you understand, Pro gets to be a different level. You actually get access to us. You actually get access to the next level crap. You get access to, and even if you've ever taken a class from us and paid it, and even like the plant and property class, we're talking about the sales skill. And none of us, Doug and I, cannot sit here and ever say, oh, you're going to be successful. Oh, you're going to be great. The one thing I promise you, you'll never, ever, ever hear us say is we can make you successful.
That's a fact.
Right. If you sit here and apply what we tell you and you have a decent personality and you're probably going to be successful, Yeah.
So I want to go back and I want to address another question too. Again,
I just hit that right as I just hit that one.
I hit it at the same time. So sorry about that. So Big Ben, I want to clarify this. And he says, I would hope that if I paid for a specific class, that it would be mine forever. Yes, if you pay full price for a class, it is yours. If you're on a subscription plan and you want the benefits of getting the discounted pricing on classes and all that, and the free stuff that we're going to be putting out, then you've got to stick with that, because otherwise we're going to get fast. And then they're going to come in, they're going to pay, they're going to take, and then they're going to leave. And So once you leave, you lose it because you didn't pay full price for it.
Sure.
So
if you want to pay $400 for plant and property, it can be yours forever. Yeah. But if you're going to go and join Spray Wash Pro and get a 50%, 60%, whatever it is, discount that we have worked out on there, yeah, we kind of expect you to be a member of it and to stick around. We're not going to sit there and say, oh, hey, be a member for a month and get every freaking class we have and then bail on us. No, it's not going to happen on that. Yeah.
So
I love this one. Are the online classes going to be fun, as interesting as the in-person classes? Having the plant and property protection certificate has got me a lot of jobs. And, if you've ever seen that class, we talk about how to actually turn that class, not only just making you smarter, but to turn it into the sales skills, because so much of it isn't just about the knowledge. It's how you apply the knowledge that you learn. It's about how to turn that into the actual sales skills.
Every single class.
Plant and property is more of a sales class than it is a plant and property class.
Yeah. Every single class that we do is not worth the money. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. It's not worth the money. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the investment. It's not worth anything if you don't do anything with it. Yes, absolutely. So let me address that question this way. In my market, I had more trucks and stayed busier than anybody else. Why? Because I freaking educated the heck out of the customers like crazy. And I made sure I pushed plant and property protection. I made sure I brought up, when people would ask me, is this harmful to my plants? One guy would say, oh, yeah, like a day at the spa for your plants. And I'd say, and then I'd come along and I'd say, oh, hell no, this will kill your neighbor's plants, your neighbor's neighbor's plants, your neighbor's neighbor's plants. We can kill
I'm literally spraying a freaking herbicide on your plants,
So, I mean, look, there are plenty of guys way more successful than Ray, way more successful than me, that make way less money than me, way less money than Ray, that are more successful than us, okay? There are so many different facets to it. It's up to you to decide where you want to be in your business. We want to help you go to the level that you want to go to, and that's it. So let me finish this thing here real quick. All right, so the next thing was one-on-one job walkthrough assistance. I do this, it seems like.
We do it already all the time with pros, people call us up and say, Ray, Doug, can you help us with this? Let's, show me what we should bid on this job. You and I do it all the time.
I look and see if you're pro members. I'm sorry. If not, I mean, I feel an obligation and a need to help. I'll still help people, but I'm getting picked on every single time about not washing anymore. Hey guys, love you all. Thank you. But hey, anyhow, so the one-on-one job walkthrough assistance, all of these are going to have limitations. In other words, there's going to be a point in time where if we do 5 job walkthroughs for you in the same, and over the same thing, it's going to be like, man, you really need to be looking at this and stepping out on your own. We want to help you get to where you're doing all this on your own, not relying on us for this kind of stuff. And then benefits will definitely grow as we do.
At one point, it's going to be like, duh.
Also, just so you know, if you go to www.courses.spraywashacademy.com, that's where all the courses are listed. But we also have a freebie on there right away, and that is the how to get businesses from realtors. You can go on there, you can enter your stuff in there, and you get a free download, and it tells you all about how to deal with realtors. And then the last thing is the lifetime membership that we're going to offer, which is going to be $48.99. That's a one-time setup fee. That's a no fees ever, no nothing ever, no whatever, and you get all your classes forever. All that kind of stuff is forever. You get everything, anything, all of it. Okay.
I tell you what, I'm really proud of this. I actually saved a pro member's life today.
Awesome.
And I am not being facetious about this whenever I say this, but I had a call this morning, and he's like, hey, I'm doing an outdoor doggy daycare. And I said, gotcha. I said, do you have your respirator? He's like, what do I need to know about this? I said, well, do you have your respirator? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, do you have your respirator for doing that job? And he said, well, no, I don't. He said, do I need, and I was, serious as a heart attack on here. And he's like, and I said, buddy, you need your respirator on that. I said, what's going to happen is your bleach is going to mix with the ammonia because the urine turns to ammonia. Believe it or not, look this up. I am not kidding, but sailors and pirates used to pee in a bucket, leave it out on the deck. Urine turns into ammonia after you season it for a little while in the sunshine, and they would wash their clothes in leftover urine. So, and I said, if you go and start spraying SH on this, you are literally making mustard gas. You are mixing ammonia and bleach. And look at anything in the world that says do not mix ammonia and bleach. He called me this afternoon. He says, oh my God, thank you. I am wearing my OVAG 95, which is his organic vapor acid gas 95 percentile. And he said, thank you for telling me this, because even now my throat hurts a little bit on doing this. And my wife just took my drink. I guess I'm loud or something. I don't know. But it was just bizarre. Just came here and snatched my drink away from me. But he said, thank you for telling me this, because I would not have realized that, and I would have just gassed myself out. And it's so very, very important to understand the chemicals and the reactions that you're dealing with. But that's what we're going to try to help guys with, and where we want to do things for guys.
Unless I type that incorrectly, no, that should be live. Courses dot. Somebody had asked if that's not live. Where does it say that? I saw somebody made a comment. The comment's gone now, but about it being live or not live. Yes, that's supposed to be live. If it's not, maybe I typed it wrong, but that should be live.
Mm-hmm. Beat story time with Raymond Burke. I love our friends' comments. Yeah.
So there's other stuff on there too. Look, so send up
again here. Put the email address. If anybody has a problem with their logo issue, send.
It's just a matter of resizing it.
Yeah, send it to here. We'll figure out a way to resize it for you. Send your email in there. Tell the problems that you're having. We'll get it resized for you and put it up there.
Yeah, definitely.
We literally have somebody in the.
So there's a Facebook user that says, seriously, sign me up for the lifetime and invoice me with the hearts. All you got to do is go to that info at the courses.spraywashacademy.com. Sign up there. I don't know who that is because it's just showing me as a Facebook user, and that's all I know. So there you go.
See if that works. I actually haven't even been to. Well, no, that's right. I clicked it on my phone. So courses. What is it? What is it? Because
SpraywashAcademy.com. Except that one there, he's got a space in between wash and academy, but it's courses.spraywashacademy.com. No space in there anywhere. And that's Mr. Pistori, Mr. Jody.
Yeah, it's definitely live. I'm sitting here looking at it. Courses.spraywashacademy. Oh, that's cool, Doug. Awesome.
So there you go.
You have obviously been working your tail off, and I apologize. I've had a lot happening because I'm not
a little bit on the busy side.
I'm not unemployed. Like she did give me water. She said no more drinking.
See, Josh has got it in there too. So obviously that means it's working. It is up and about. It is there. You can sign up. You can look at stuff. I did notice that on the very first page there, there's some errors in the pricing. But when you flow through to when you click on the courses, that the correct pricing is in there, because one of the prices I think is a little bit higher. One of the prices is a little bit lower. I did want to touch on, I don't want to forget, there is a class in there that is free to pro members, but I wanted to explain that class a little bit. That is the new hire training class. Okay. I want to be very specific that it's not designed necessarily to train your employees to go out and wash. That's not what it is, at least not yet. We will eventually build into that class. We didn't have time for it that way. It's more about the fundamentals of being an employee kind of thing. And I encourage you as the business owner to go through that class before you share it with your employees, because there are some things in there that you may or may not agree with. So do go through it before you go through it with your employees. Make sure that it meets what you want to do. And again, that is completely free to pro members. And once you want, and I would sign up for it now, because that's only going to be good for about two or 3 weeks. When I get back from vacation, it's not going to be free anymore. And if you're already signed up, you get to keep it. If you're not signed up, you're not going to get to keep it, and you're going to have to pay for it. So just throwing that out there right now.
Cool.
So I think we pretty much covered most of what I wanted to cover.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much. I mean, it's crazy having a partnership like this with us a couple states away, and then also with me in the spring, it's even crazier.
Crazy.
Other stuff that I'm going through that you're privy to, but the rest of the Facebook world isn't. You understand? So it's kind of fun. We've done plugged out 100 and 1.20 here. We're at an hour and 20 minutes.
So we apologize for going so long this time around, y'all.
Yeah, your old login for Pro should the
old login for Pro will get you on www.spraywashpro, but it will not get you onto the classes site. You'll have to sign up on the classes site. Look, if you're already a pro member, let me be clear. If you're already a pro member, you need to wait. Contact me. I'm going to be sending out emails that are giving you a different link to sign up with. Do not sign up there on the site if you're already a pro member, because then it's going to charge you more. You don't need to pay that. We're breaking it out by the quarter, so that if you're in the first quarter, you're going to pay this much when the time comes, not right now. And then the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So you'll sign up now, and it'll take all your information now, but you won't be charged until that time comes. So if you're already a pro member, again, do not sign up under the pro link. Wait until you receive the email from me. And again, if you are in a rush to get it going, send me an email at Doug@spraywashacademy.com. Send us an email to info@spraywashpro. Either one of those two, and we'll try to get you up and going quicker. I'm going to try to start working on that tomorrow. I've got a doctor's thing with my mom tomorrow, but after that, I'll get back and I'll get started on that.
And also,
I've got a lot of phone numbers to reach out to.
Doug, won't they also get the secrets to working with realtors? We have that download too.
Everybody can sign up for that. Yes. Yeah.
The secrets to working with realtors, and we also have the downloads for the 2019 and the 2020 cleaning industry surveys out there too.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know if the cleaning industry survey is there on the site right now. I'm not positive. I know that the working with realtors one is on there, and that's a free to download right there. Put in your info right there, and it's a free download. And I think that's a really good one to have.
It's crazy. I've been doing some stuff right now, and we just I'm trying to find the right way to say this. I just had a reason to pull my top 20 customers to see who my top 20 customers were in this past year. And like 3 of my top 20 customers, and y'all know I do some pretty big stuff. 3 of my top 20 customers were realtors. And so if you get this free report that we've done, this is the tried and true stuff of how we work with real estate agents and realtors. on there. This isn't just some made up bull crap of that. I mean, we've got realtors that have been in the high $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 range that have sent us business. And these are multiple projects they've sent us. And we have great realtors that sit there and it's not even a question of it's a they know we're right and we're fair on the pricing and they understand or relatively where we're going to be at. And they tell their customers, if you're listing your house, we're going to get this property cleaned up. Plain and simple. You know, and we go through the step-by-step of working with those guys on this free report.
So I wanted to answer Brenda's question here. Will you be sending the links out before you leave so we can get free hire class? I am going to try my best, Brenda. I am going to try my best. And just so y'all know, okay, I'm making this public announcement right here, right now. If I don't get it out before I leave, it is Miss Brenda's fault because she is now in charge of harassing me to make sure I get it all done before I go on vacation. It is be Miss Brenda's fault. Miss Brenda Farley, I'm throwing her under the bus right now. It's her fault if I don't get it done before I go on vacation. I am gonna try really, really hard. I can't guarantee it, but I'm gonna try. What's the next one?
Oh, somebody said the survey is not there yet. My apologies. I'm sorry. I've had very little to do with it. Oh my! Listen to what Steve said. Steve said, "I said it's invaluable. I felt comfortable enough to reach out to Ray. He took the time to help me land a $50,000 a year contract. Woo! I love it.
Yeah. I love those. I love them.
I absolutely love it. You know, and understand that, guys. $50,000 a year contracts are not that uncommon in this business. Whenever you start doing these whenever you start working this commercially, it's not that uncommon. We have multiple $50,000 a year contracts. We have one contract that's a minimum of $140,000 a year with us.
So Bill, no, the answer to that is no. The courses site is not replacing the membership page. We are building a whole new website at the moment. The Spray Wash Pro website is still the Spray Wash Pro website. We have the Spray Wash Pro website, the Spray Wash Academy website. We've got the Plant and Property website. We've got the Foundation website. We've got several of them. We're going to try to combine a lot of that stuff together. And so that's all being worked on the back end, but we wanted to get the classes out. So that right now is specifically for the classes. There's going to be other things that we're going to be sending to pro members, like even the mapping system, all that. You still have to go back and do your own, thing with the maps and all of this and stuff. What you have login wise for Spray Wash Pro is not going to be the same for the classes.
Yeah, correct. All right.
The harasser. Yeah, that's her.
Doug, we're at an hour 30 at this point.
Yep.
We got to sign off. You know what? Go out there and watch Jason Guyman. He's online right now, I'm sure. He's usually at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard. So get over there on YouTube and see him. He's got great information as well. Thank you. And I personally, I'm not at liberty to sit here and say this. I mean, but Doug, you know just how much I treasure your friendship and your partnership, and I appreciate all that you've done on here. And I know you're making this rock, and you're the boost that we needed to truly just go, yes, take this to the next level. And I'm so excited about our partnership. And you know what? I love you, brother, and just thank you so much for doing it.
I appreciate it very much.
People will understand in about 30, 35 days or so what I'm talking about.
We've got big things going on.
Yeah, big stuff happening. So it's all good.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited. And look, I know we got to end this thing. I really do. I appreciate all of you. I thank you very much. This is something that Ray and I have been wanting to do since the beginning, since something else broke up a long time ago. The problem has always been that guy there has been super busy. This guy here has been super busy. We haven't been able to do some of the things that we wanted to do. And now that I've got a little bit more time on my hands, we're able to bring all of our thoughts and things together and make things happen. And So we're happy. We're thrilled that we're going to be able to bring it to you. And I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I love you too, Ray. I appreciate you very much. And I appreciate everybody out there that is going to be part of this journey with us. And it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. And let's see where we can grow.
Absolutely, brother. All right, guys. Facebook, YouTube world, good night. Love you guys. Wash on.